Hello, welcome, nerds, heading into 2019. Well, I got a pretty good asset of knowledge for you. What is this? Oh, this filthy card. See this filthy card that I have right here? Yes, look at this filthy card. Now, Salomon Great has a bunch of demonology and illumination and complex stuff. So we'll just call this card Sunny D. Now you're probably wondering why in earth are you making a video just talking about this one card, right? Right. Well, this one card has simply ruined 2019, and I'll explain. Very well. First of all, January is going to be the first month where you're going to get this little pack set. And you're going to get some false hope, right? What I mean by false hope is that you're going to have Luna Lights, right? You're going to have the Cyber Angels, right? Then you're going to have the Harpies, they're all pricey decks, too. And it's a pretty cool pack set. It's very versatile, and it would have just been cool if they just, had this pack set and gave us a few months, but they only give us 2 weeks to play with these decks, because basically when this little card right here, this little frustrating blue card, Sunny D, and the reason I call it Sunny D is because I hate Sunny D juice. I like pure 100% healthy orange juice, not processed Sunny D. That's what this is. This is processed Sunny D. Now, why is this processed Sunny D? Well, mainly because this can recycle to get back your stupid Ash Blossom, which you should not have access to recycle and get back your Ash Blossom. But that's what this card's main purpose is, main utility of it. Also, but it's big utility, which people are like, but how do you know? How do you know that Chimera is in this set? And I'm like, Chimera has to be in this set. Like, even if it's not in this set, you're still gonna recycle for Ash, and you're still gonna play this in prank kit. So I don't want to hear your stupid, nerdy little debate. So comment that on YouTube. Comment to me on YouTube. Like, seriously, like, go out and be like, you know what? Prank kids, right? You need to go and comment and say, there's no Chimera yet. We don't have Chimera confirmed. This card's still going to be stupid and annoying, so I don't want to hear it. This card was to basically sell their whole little event, because it was like, well, if we get people to sneak peek to buy this, and then that's the thing too, even if you're opening the packs, you're going to be pulling this card. So even if you don't want to play this deck, for some reason you want to play a different deck, you are in a way, like, just forced. They're trying to force you. They're trying to gimmick you. As soon as you pull this card, right? This little precious card, you're going to go and buy the structure deck, right? But here's the thing. You got to participate in the YCS event. That's the funny thing about sneak peeks that everybody hates about sneak peeks. You buy the sneak peeks. That way you get the product early, and then you can participate and win at the YCS events, which is what you should be doing, honestly, if you're buying paper cards. If you decided that you just wanted to get back into the paper card Yu-Gi-Oh game for fun, then good for you, but that's kind of a waste of money. You just need to find a way to get yourself into this conclusion. And that's the funny conclusion. That's actually the conclusion that everybody's accepted. And it's just, it's insane. I never thought a card game be this complex. But this is like the funny thing, because like Konami they didn't originally just want to be like, they wanted to sell, And they're trying to sell these speedy dual decks as a cash cow because they've had everybody download the app. But just because you have everybody download an app on a phone, newsflash, Yugioh, you can have everybody download this app. They're not going to buy into your decks. They're probably still just going to play the app, which they can play for free on the computer, or they can play on their little phones. But they're trying to push that too. They are trying to push a lot of markets. Wow. But paper cards are hard enough to sell in like 2019 when you got all these video gaming. Now, I was like laughing so hard because I just want to say right off the bat, this deck, the budget deck of this is gonna the budget deck of this is gonna be $250 for this. Yeah, $250 to even like $500, right? So for paper cards, you're gonna be spending almost a quarter or half of $1,000 just to play this deck, right? Right. And then it was just all like that's the whole point. They want to try and get you on the speed duels, because like the speed duel decks are just like the Magic Popper thing. They're trying to cash in on that. But here's the principle that we didn't think about: is why can we not play these stupid these crappy structure decks? We have to wait 2 to 3 weeks to even enjoy this product, to even see if we get the value of this. But here's the thing, the Soul Burner really just burns your soul, because it's like crappy reprint after crappy reprint. It's a deck for your girlfriend, and it's a structure deck. That's what's so stupid. It's a structure deck. It's not a starter deck. It's a structure deck. And you know, most of these cards that you're gonna get from this structure deck are pennies on the ground. And many people would argue to you, but what about the Kaiju reprint? The Kaiju reprint isn't gonna be valuable at that point because you're gonna have this stupid FTK. I'm almost convinced that Chimera. But, I mean, just stay away from the prize. There's Monster Reincarnation, Fire Fencing Fair. This is where the girlfriend thing comes in. Flameville Dog, Fire King Circle. All useless cards you can get out of a past structure deck. See, the problem is that Fire King structure deck was good for its time. It's not good in 2019, so that's the problem with this. I mean, I don't... And then maybe, like, for diehard Fire King players, they're trying to say, oh, you're a diehard Fire King player? Well, you can play with this. But still not competitive. Still not enough. And then they give you a stupid trap card reprint of Backfire, which is another dumb reprint. Now, even if Backfire has some kind of FTK, it's not a consistent FTK. That's just how Backfire is. Backfire doesn't have consistency, blah, 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 blah. But Burning Abyss Link, Needle Fiber the Hoe, and Jasmine aren't even in the TCG. But guess what? Because of this deck, because they need to sell this cards, we might get those stupid cards that will ruin those decks and will cost a lot of money. And that's why I'm saying you're spending almost $500. You're going to have to buy into this box set. And even like... there's a hand trap card you're going to need to get too, which is going to be reprinted in the box where Jasmine's in. But then, I just can't believe this. I mean, like, this subscription, this silly Borreload subscription is annoying. Because Borreload Sword is still $80, right? But the Borreload Dragon is 15 to 20, right? So you spent like at least about 100 or so, one tax and everything, you know. And then, guess what? You're buying that Show and Jump promo. Yes, they've literally made a meta deck that's going to be using this Show and Jump promo, because this Show and Jump promo helps out these links, because you are able to do that with the Pran Kids too, which the Pran Kids easily spam out the links, right? And they spam out the Fire Fusion, which makes you go into this pretty card. The only positive was this little tech card I saw, which I thought was a pretty cool tech card because it can actually help out metal foes, right? But then maybe you can make a budget deck out of metal foes. I don't know. But it was this Brush Knight. But I was like, oh wow, Brush Fire Knight. Gee, I just think after all this research that maybe playing Splatoon 2 is a little bit more positive, a little bit more better. Because, I mean, you're going to be able to get, like, what, Splatoon 2 in 2019 for 30 to 40 bucks, and guess which. And guess what? You haven't spent $500, and you haven't been gimmicked. You haven't been pay to win. And that's been the biggest problem, and they still did not correct it. They didn't correct it at all. I hate mainly many YouTubers, which is what I'm going to conclude. I made this video very informative and resourceful for you because I was like, okay, so do you really want your preferences? Do you really want two $75 trap cards? And you might actually need the third one just because of how stupid the meta is. You might need the third one. So do you want to spend $150 to $200 for paper cards, right? Or do you want to play a different video game, play a card game, or do something else? You know, buy some other budget decks and think of some other things. I'm going to have a lot more news on this, but this just could not be ignored.